Hello, this is Alice, and I am here to do a reading for you or for somebody out there. And often my readings apply to the collective overall and the ascension process of our collective consciousness of God's source energy as it ascends from 3D consciousness, as we ascend from 3D consciousness into higher dimensions. And by we, I mean our 3D incarnations who are doing things like watching these videos. And people who are doing their shadow work and trying to move beyond the limits of the physicality of our third dimension and move their bodies up in frequency to ascend to higher dimensions. So, that being said, I am going to try an experiment, which is to try to do a reading with this particular deck and still keep a straight face. I love this deck and I use it often, but I don't necessarily always feel called to use it in a reading publicly. So, but today I was kind of feeling it. There was a thunderstorm and it's just been kind of cozy around here. The temperature dropped a little bit. It's been really hot. This reading is timeless, so whenever you find it, it is meant for you. Okay, I was just pulling cards right before this, and the Three of Wands came out first as well. And here we have the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Let's see, Knight of Chalices, Hanged Man. This is someone who wants to make plans to come to you, and he is you are in an energy of you are this Queen of Pentacles who is in reverse right now. So here I am feeling, I do creative intuitive reading, and it's Spirit tells me what the cards mean and what the story is. So a lot of people just read the cards, but I relate to them and read the energy. The Queen of Pentacles here in reverse. So this is like he's worried that you're not ready for him, because he's going to come in with a love offer with the Knight of Cups here. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that you can see. There we go. Okay, with the Knight of Cups coming in. He is hoping to find you ready for him, and is the thing that's holding you back, that's holding this union back, is his fear that you are in this Queen of Pentacles reverse energy, which is to indicate that stuff is just not truly together in your life. And he wants to be able to come in when you're ready for him. So he is watching and waiting. And gaining new perspective about the connection as he spends time. In the Hanged Man energy, which is all about perspective and the difference of how you experientially relate to your shadow. And here the Hanged Man is like shadow is coming out with some prescribed work. Three of Swords is heartbreak. Ten of Wands is the ultimate, is is this full up energy of creation. So he is ready to see you. And it's only destiny that this is going to come in with with the wheel here. It's destiny. It's no matter what happens, even in spite of him and you maybe being in this Three of Swords energy, this heartbreak, he is still feeling it so strongly with you, in spite of this feeling of some sort of heartbreak in the background. And that might also be where you are, and he might be holding on to heartbreak from how you left things off. He just feels the watching judgment of spirit about how things went. And I say judgment as in this was a very karmic interaction that the two of you had. And it caused a lot of pain for both of you. But he's making a decision to come forward. There's clarity here. And he's finding clarity on where this heartbreak came from, where these feelings came from. A lot of them were buried. You both had karmic work to do on previous heartbreaks. You might both have moved from relationship to relationship without really ever addressing the deep pain that you've been in for a long time. And this is becoming clear. This is moving into full relief. You're able to recognize it, and more significantly here in this reading, he is recognizing it. The Ace of Swords being the most phallic card in the deck. Not this deck, just the general deck. So he's ready to come in, Nine of Swords. Yeah. He's watching you. And you're subtly communicating. It's like you can perceive each other over distances and communicate. And others just can't hear it. Others can't see it. Others can't hear it. It's just that their senses are not tuned to the same frequencies the two of you are. You have your own unique band of frequency, which is completely private. And the merging of your two frequencies, the merging of your two timelines, is difficult because you are transitioning from what was previously a completely private line to actually, it's still private, but there is another part of your consciousness who is also witnessing everything. And it's hard to come together if you haven't done your shadow work, because everything about your subconscious triggers the other person. Everything about their subconscious triggers you. Because you're in each other's thoughts. You're hearing each other's thoughts because you are tuned into the same exact band of these infinitesimal frequencies available in the universe. And you infinity is not a number, it's a concept. It is a reality. And the thing about infinity in the 3D is that you can concentrate. The 3D allows you to concentrate the expansiveness of infinity into something which we can measure, i.e. something that we can number, assign a number to, assign a quantity, assign a designation, assign a meaning to a certain band of frequency available in the cosmos. Because there's everybody in the 3D divides up. It's like one source before that, and then we are completely divided up into billions of and trillions of parts that each perceive their own band of frequency. Everybody gets a private line in the 3D. And what happens when you are a twin flame is that you suddenly have somebody who's listening on the line. That's what it feels like all of a sudden. That somebody else who's like, your wires are crossed, and when you pick up, you hear your neighbor's house, and vice versa. You hear your neighbor's conversations. This is like you're constantly in each other's thoughts and feeling each other's feelings, and you know what the other one feels because you're in the same. You have done this miraculous, you are this miraculous energy that has been able to concentrate itself so much that the two of you can merge onto your band of consciousness. This is not available in other dimensions unless you've been able to do it in the 3D, and then other dimensions become available to you so that you can both have privacy and access to the source, which is the ultimate dream of consciousness itself. There is, with the 3D, however, in order for us to get all of these bands of concentrated energy, there is a necessary shadow, an anti-light that comes with each point of light, each point of energy that has been concentrated. So this is the shadow. There is deep work that each of us must do on our shadow, and deep expansive trauma, expansive soul work over lifetimes that we must work through in order to ascend to this perfect union of consciousness where there are two private lines within a source line, and they both share each other's feelings and thoughts in this very loving, comforting way. There is no more the Trinity, the two pieces and the whole together is the ultimate balance for consciousness. You get to play in any dimension, but there's so much shadow work to do. But you've been putting in the work. And the fruits of your labor are coming in. You're watching and feeling as your consciousness blossoms into this higher vibration. These are the fruits of your labor, the fruits that blossom into access to all the infinitesimal parts of the other half of the soul, the higher soul, which is you. Wands. You just want to relish each other at this point. You want the peace that comes with the ascension. The ascension as a twin flame. Not everybody, most people don't do it this way, because most people are not old enough souls, which is not a good thing or a bad thing. It just is, and they are also us, and we are also them. So everybody else who's coming behind us is just people that we've created, to souls that the consciousness has created, has birthed in order to keep itself company. So every piece of consciousness, every tree, every bug, every crystal, every lichen is part of the great ascension. There's a lot of thinking that comes with this, though. A lot of, you must commit to the path and put your plan into action. Commune with your higher spirit. Come together with your higher self and come into balance, the male and the masculine and the feminine, your masculine and feminine energies, which are not to do with gender. They are energy polarities which each individual embodies. You and your twin flame are the equal and opposite counterparts to each other. And in order to come into balance with the other part of you, you must balance your energy to your own perfect harmony. Everyone it is also just endless the ways that these polarities can express. So these can be same-sex, gender fluid, but there's always going to be this balance of energy that needs to come, the yin and the yang. It's the two essential forces of the universe. The Knave of Pentacles. And you'll be mirroring each other, and that's when you know that the plan is in action. And you'll feel it. That's what that means. And you might see each other. Not in the 3D, but you will be able to see into the 5D to see each other. The Knight of Pentacles. This is a long time coming. It's taking forever. It's hard to get this off the ground. There is so much pain. This sense of betrayal. Something that happened. Something that happened that left you and your counterpart tied up, just twisted up in the betrayal of whatever has come before, this heartbreak that the two of you have been mending for years, for eternity. Is it ever going to come? That's what you're thinking. There might be a Scorpio here, a Taurus. Yeah, I'm seeing Scorpio pretty strongly. So look at where Scorpio is in your chart. This does not mean, and if you know your person's chart, you can look at that too, but don't fixate so much on somebody else, on your twin. It is really about your personal work and not trying to understand your twin, because your understanding is implicit. You don't need to spend time stalking someone or researching them or constantly following their social media or anything like that, because you know them inside and out, and this will all come to you as you merge your light bodies. Again, this is inevitable. It's just like that. There's so much pain here, and there's been so many cycles of pain and heartbreak. And that's like re-emphasized because it's this cyclical way that this reading is coming out. Somehow you manifested melodrama, drama that harmed, though. Something that left you hung out to dry, feeling used, wanting to be set free. This upset the balance. This is what upset the balance. But these upsets in balance are how we are able to come into balance. It has to be upset in order to come into harmony, your harmony with your person. Had to be the peace that you've felt at certain times, had to be upset, because you have constantly been course correcting. You have constantly been course correcting over your life, and these are the ups and downs that have been coming through. He wants you. Yeah. He wants you in his arms. He wants to feel you against him. Wants to hold you. He's terrified this won't happen. He's terrified that this dream come true is not really real. And that you this might not come in, but it's destined. We keep seeing that over and over again. The Ace of Pentacles. This is a blessing, a gift from God. But no matter what has happened that has upset your balance, that has hurt you, that has brought you into tristesse, la tristesse, melancholy. It has taken away these trials have taken away your connection with spirit at certain times. But in case you are not hearing these frequencies right now, this is the Knave of Chalices is a proposal, is a gesture of love, is here he's been writing a letter to her, and he is fearful that she is in the meantime falling in love with somebody else. Here he is with his cat, who represents his shadow, who is making him feel like nothing is going to be good enough. But the two of you are ascending in your consciousness. This is the Hierophant, the spiritual leader. This is you, your connection with God, your connection with spirit. That is going to carry you through, because the two of you, this is a holy union. This Knave of Chalices, the Knight of Cups, that's the proposal, the Hierophant is a wedding. It is a holy union. It's not just a wedding, it is a holy union of the Hieros Gamos, the ultimate merge of the masculine and feminine energies, the ultimate merge of the polarities of the positive and negative in our magnetic energetic relationship with each other. This is the ultimate union, the Hierophant. And this is like the ultimate union and the ultimate union within yourself, because in order to ascend together, you have to ascend yourself, which you are becoming an ascended master. And it's all your own work. Clarify the Strength card. This has gotten really hard. You feel like you're waiting, you might feel stuck. But you really are on the cusp of this. It's about to come in. Your Ten of Cups is about to come in. The Sun, right next to the Ten of Cups, about to come in. Ten of Cups is your happily ever after. It is the beautiful fairy tale ending in equity for the two of you, where you are beautifully balanced with each other and completely equally in love with each other, and your energy will be united and will flow without imbalance. It will be completely harmonious, and neither of you will be taking more energy from the other than the other is taking from you. And this has been the paradigm, the blueprint for relationships for millennia, has been the masculine polarity has been reliant on the feminine energy in order to be able to connect with God. And as we ascend, the masculine is going to regain their connection with God, such that they are not going to be drawing so much on the divine feminine, such that the blueprint of these equal unions, these ascended unions of the ultimate expression of love, which is equitable, it's equal and opposite. It is two parts to the whole. It is two puzzle pieces coming together, equal and opposite. The two polarities. It's the sun. The sun is the representation of this union. The sun is also representative of the ascended consciousness, and truly it is. It is our supply of high vibrational energy. The sun stores it while we are not yet ready for it. And as we ascend, the sun leaks and flows to us high vibrational plasma, which the Earth's magnetic core has not previously been able to attract. So as we become more polarized in our balanced energies within the individual, the more the Earth is balancing the inner Earth with the outside Earth, which is the masculine and the feminine as well. The field of the Earth and the matter itself. We've been stuck in the matter, but we are about to conquer it. That's what the ascension is. Gaining full control over the concrete Newtonian physics of the 3D. But you are ascending, and you are ascending with each other, but apart from each other. You are creating the ultimate union that will be completely available to you when you're both in alignment, which is not about perfection. It's about coming completely into your own perfect, harmonious vibration, being in flow with the universe, being at peace and in faith, at peace within your solitary consciousness, because you have complete and utter faith that there is another part to your consciousness that is there, even though you can't feel or touch or talk to each other or experience this union in the 3D. You know unconditionally that it is there, and that is how you ascend. It's full faith in the universe that the natural progression, the natural inevitable progression is for the two of you, the twins, to come together. If you do not know of a twin, and this is not something to focus on. Shadow work involving twin flames is extremely dark, and it can be misconstrued as the old blueprint for relationships, which is the feminine being taken advantage of by the masculine. But this is not what this is. And it won't ever feel like that, even when it's at the beginning and things are really offset in the balance. It's never going to be abuse. It's never going to make your stomach feel like it's caving in. Not in the same way that abuse does. Not in the same way that emotional abuse does, when you have that devastating feeling of the recognition that somebody else does not see you, does not, or never actually had the kind of feelings that you had for them. This is abuse. Being with other people who are so low vibrational that they're somehow both compatible with you and completely incompatible with you at the same time. This is like the inverse, the shadow side of the twin flame relationship. It is not equal and opposite. It is unequal and opposite. Work on your shadow. Learn to recognize abuse. Look up an abuse wheel. Look at statistics. And look for evidence that your person does not lose his feelings for you often. Because if this is so, this is abuse. If you are a twin flame, you probably have had this in your past, so this is also meant for you, because when you find your twin, if you are a twin, if you find them, if the universe brings you together, it is completely undeniable like to believe that that person is not your twin would be to believe that you didn't have a head, even though you fully experience it. You don't see your head as you're walking around, but you know it's there. And that is what a twin flame relationship is like. You feel it, you sense it, you experience this emotional, clairvoyant, claircognizant, clairaudient, clairsentient relationship with somebody else who is actually you in the most beautiful way possible. The other most beautiful part of yourself. As you become the most beautiful version of you, you will be coming in union with the opposite and most equally beautiful part of your soul, of your higher self, expressed in the 3D, so that you may experience the most beautiful thing that consciousness could possibly imagine. This is all God wants. Okay, I'll talk to y'all later.